What's up, Lurker League? So I'm out at a local canal, tried out some different baits, just want to see what I can get these fish to bite on. So let's check it out. Alright folks, I'm going to try something just a bit different here. This little baby brush hog. I think this is from Tech Baits. And not sure, I guess your traditional baby brush hog. It looks like the brush hog pattern to me, but I want to go ahead and give this a shot. Because I already kind of know what works out here, you know what I mean? So this being an extra fast rod, I think I got to get used to kind of throwing it. So that's always my little experiment. I try to throw something else just to see. Try something a little different, see what's going on. Because I know people get on me about, you know, using a drop shot and trying stuff new, and I understand that. But what I also understand is doing what's appropriate and what's actually going to get me bites. So everything's starting off kind of rough for me today, huh? All right, so I broke that one off. Nice. Nice. So everything's starting off kind of rough for me today. Just kind of breaking off everything. Okay. Lurker League, getting off to a slow start. Couldn't get those Tech Baits to even get a bite for me out there. I cast out with my drop shot, straight into some cover, and get broke off. It's going kind of rough, so I'm gonna switch to something a little bit different out there and see how that works for me. So before I try something new on that, I'll switch to something else. All right, so at least give it a good run. Normally have this on my bait caster. I want to switch it over, but it's only a 1/4 ounce, so why not? There we go. That's a nice spot too. That's a nice spot. That's a nice spotted bass. All right. There we go. All right, let's take a look, folks. That's a nice spotted bass. Yeah, that's definitely a spotted. Let's get a measurement on this one. That's 226. There we go. That didn't take long at all. 226. It's one of my larger spotted bass. All right, 2.26 on this bass. Very nice. Let's go ahead and get it back. So, you know what's crazy? Even though I just got that spot, and a nice one too, I still have this feeling that if you're not using certain techniques, you're leaving fish behind. Right? Just like that. Just like that. Might be a small fish, but look at the immediacy of the response. Right? Like, I just get this feeling I'm leaving fish behind with certain techniques. I didn't realize I had somebody on. Let's go over here. Oh, this is a nice one too. Oh yeah. Oh wow, that's a big one. Oh yeah, look at that. Let's get that on the scale real quick, guys. Wow. Wow, barely even knew that was on. All right, so let's see what we got. All right, folks, zeroed out. All right, 346. There we go, 346. All right, let's see what we got. Yeah, he slurped. So this guy slurped it in quiet too. Amazing, slurped it in quiet. Oh, thanks. That's a good one. Yeah, it's not too bad. This is a 346. Drop shot, baby. Let's get it back. All right. What's up, Lunker League? So, had about an hour or so right before it got dark to try out some different baits. The tech baits didn't work out too well for me. The creature style baits really just haven't picked up out there. Managed to catch one on a jig. I've caught a few on the jig out there before. I do like to try out different baits, different techniques when I get to places. Trust me, I carry quite a few rods, so I have every technique possible tied up, ready to go. The ones you see, once again, many times are the ones that are successful. And that again is me returning to the drop shot in many cases. At this time, I was getting bites on the jig, missed a couple on the jig too, and just had this sinking feeling I was leaving fish behind. I was leaving fish on that bank that were just watching my jig go by that I knew I could get with a different technique, and especially the drop shot at that time. That did pay off for me, in addition to getting a nice spot. You know, I've never really kept track of the size spots I've got, but that was a really nice one. I'm not sure if I've gotten one larger. I've never gotten one of those beautiful fat footballs that you see from Lake Shasta or anything like that. But that was a nice size for what I've seen around here, and probably the largest spot that I've hooked into. In addition to that, got a really nice bass as well, and with that one it just picked right up. I think it got my bait on the drop, because I really did not feel that fish hit my lure at all. But once again, you can see the immediate response once I switched up baits, and I was able to present my baits in that fashion. And one, that comes from instinct. I do like to fish to conditions. Those conditions out there, there's a lot of grass. I have thrown a wacky rig out there and been successful at certain times. The conditions need to be right, and I can tell those conditions. Many times when the wacky rig is working, there's little to no current at all, no wind at all. It's really just a straight, calm, flat situation where I can present that wacky rig, and I know that it can go straight down. If there is current, if there is wind, the drop shot becomes a better option. So in addition to that, many times if I feel like they're not hitting the drop shot, I've been able to go to the jig and pick up a few bites, and then that bite goes away rather quickly and I can get back to the drop shot. I've caught some on there on the weightless Cinco, but again, that also comes down to having those ideal conditions that also match the wacky rig. Have not gotten anything on any plastic out there, so that's no hit on tech baits. I've tried the Strike King bait out there. I've tried what is it, a Pit Boss, all three of which, in any other circumstances when the soft bait is prime, I've caught and fish on. It just doesn't seem to work itself out as well in that area. Also, stick to your instincts, because I hear many people wanting me to try different techniques. I use what works. I use what catch fish. I'm not the type of guy that'll strap on a swim bait and throw it all day regardless of the conditions or what's going on. I try to stay in tune with the fish. That's how I feel I'll be productive. That's how I feel I'll give the best to you and show you how to catch fish in your environments. And it's definitely, to me, not by being in love with the bait. That's something I'm absolutely against. I think you should play the conditions to get the best results, and not pick up a bait just because you like it does not mean the bass is gonna like it. Maybe they didn't get the memo. So save yourself a lot of trouble. Use what works in those environments. Keep catching those fish and keeping those lines tight, and stay tuned for the next one.